So why do you use your sketchbook? Like, how do you, what kind of starts you sketching?
Well, I usually start with a brainstorm of things, and so I'll just make a mind map, and usually just start. Oh, well, I'll go to the library and then photocopy things, cut bits out of it, and stick them, or just try and make a whole kind of like mural of everything, and do a lot of photocopying and then drawing back into it, and just trying to connect ideas together. And so like, yeah, just a lot of quotes which kind of then leads to the bigger ideas of things that you've read, and then main images of things as well. And then I'll just try and start sketching from that, and we'll try and isolate the main ideas out of things, and try and work on as many different like textures as I can because then if you're drawing different ideas from places, then you also want to draw different materials. Well, that's what I like to do. So yeah, then we'll start from research. I'd start working from books and then photocopies and maybe photographs, stuff like that.
Well, I have sort of two different types of sketchbook, and one's just for drawings and sketchbooking for the sake of sketchbooking, but recently it's just been for notes and practical links to stuff like pictures I've printed out or stuff I've seen that's interesting, just stuck in. It's got no order to it or anything, it's just stuff that will fall out my brain if it's not stuck somewhere. So
it's just kind of keeping it as a kind of memory.
Yeah, it's just as I'm going.
Similar to kind of touch base, like kind of source.
Yeah. Just like when I don't like, just feel like to-do lists and stuff like that. Like, just to kind of keep track of what I'm doing.
I mean, have you ever been precious about your work in your sketchbook, or do you feel that you kind of continue, like you start at one thing and then just kind of move on to another?
Not just now. The sketchbooks I've been using, like especially like the last year or two, I sort of throw away after I've used them, like after I've done a project, like, or not necessarily throw them away, but I don't know where they are, kind of thing. Like, whereas before I had loads of sketchbooks that I'd kind of look after a lot more, and they were kind of drawings that took some time over, and kind of prints and stuff like that. Whereas now it's just for putting scraps in and notes, and I don't really take much care of them. It's just kind of somewhere to stick stuff I'm not going to lose.
When I draw something just on oil or graffiti, I try to collect, if I can, it's not just a sketchbook, so it will be just pictures, drawings and all together. And because it's some of the work is in skin, some of the work is in the walls, and I just try to have all the pictures and drawings that I can. I don't have a book, basically, it's folders and some of the material on the computer, and basically that.
Cool.
My sketchbook I'm using just now is not, because it's just, I'm not careful about it anyway, but before I would cut sketchbooks up and stick them back together, take all my favourite pages out the last ones and make a new sketchbook with them, and it was kind of throw away all this stuff that was, and I did that loads. I would just go through the same sketchbooks and tear out pages and stick them into sketchbooks, and I had sort of ranks of sketchbooks, like this is my best stuff's in that one, that's what I show people, and kind of edit it that way.
They're still images from films, and so working onto that as well. And then just things just nice bits of paper which are nice to work on. So this is just a paper bag.
So the texture is important?
Yeah, I think so, because you can get different looks of things. Like this one's on the back of inside of an envelope. This one again, just paper. Just so you're not working just on white white canvas.
Because that can be quite intimidating sometimes, just having a big sheet of white.
Yeah, because exactly, if you have just just mass of white, you don't know where to start. And so I think if you're working with something which kind of feels a bit more like friendly and homemade, then you can just do whatever you want and then see what happens and then maybe bring that onto something else later. I really like working with kind of materials which also aren't that sophisticated, so like felt tip pens and oil pastels and just trying different things out, and I think it's kind of a lot more freeing and creative and a bit more playful, and so not so serious.
So you feel as though like kind of standard sketchbooks almost kind of constrain you in a way? Is that...
Yeah, I think they don't let you play around so much, because they try and keep you in order, and when you've got different paper, or you can have as many sizes as you want and just stick them all together later. Like, I think you'll get a bigger range of ideas and different ways of working.
I think that's probably why I like sculpture, like getting my hands stuck in and stuff. And I think digital seems a bit like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and sort of less sort of just getting stuck in.
I mean, in terms of like being able to gather source material.
Yeah, I think from that point of view, it'd be good, because the amount of times I'm writing down like websites and stuff and getting letters and stuff.
Like the sketchbook is an ongoing thing throughout the project, so I like to, like with this one, initially I was just drawing ink on paper, and then I turned some of them into lithographs and then took them back and then like kept working on top of them.
I think personally, if I was to use a digital sketchbook, it would probably be for quite simple, probably just be for like taking notes and, as you said, source material and stuff like that. I don't know if I would necessarily use it for anything more complicated, so I probably wouldn't use like a whole loads of different, like brushes or whatever for drawing.
Using something digital, being able to collaborate with maybe other artists, like
yeah, absolutely.
As well, and
yeah, I'm also training a few people how to tattoo, and they are teaching me how to get it on with the graffiti. And yes, absolutely. Yes,
just not in the mood for doing it.
You have to be absolutely relaxed, concentrate, and to feel good.
Would you say when you're out and about, say if you're in a coffee shop and an idea comes to your head, do you carry something with
paper,
you?
yes.
It's like a napkin or something?
Yes. Well, I used to bring a small book, but I don't really use bags and nothing, so it's not really useful. Yeah. I just always ask for a piece of paper and a pencil, and I just do it.
Just get it done quickly.
Yes.
I think it's just a place for ideas to grow and then for accidents to happen. And then I think it's good because then you can separate it all and then look at it at once and then pick and choose the bits that you like that then might go into something final.